Good morning,
or good afternoon,
or good evening, depending where you are in the world, and welcome back to What is Van Life from the Gold Coast in sunny Australia.
Today we're going to give you a tour of our tiny home on wheels. We hope you enjoy it.
Our home is a 2012 Renault Master Series 2 long wheelbase diesel van with dual transmission.
Welcome to the kitchen. These above cupboards here are all the same size, apart from this one is just slightly smaller. I'm not going to show you everything that's in all of these cupboards, but as this cupboard is just the slightly smallest one, this is the one that houses our toiletries and things. So me and Mark both share this cupboard. There's not that much in here actually. You find as you go through van life that you need less and less and less. You just start to clear things out. So that's what's in this one. These two here, these are our pantry cupboards. They have all of our lighter stuff in them, just stuff that I use more often and that I need to hand easier, I keep in there. Now all of these cupboards have soft close hinges on them. That makes it, they're just so easy because they just close on their own. We did actually still put some quite sturdy catches on them so that they do stay completely closed. If we go around a bit of a sharp bend, they don't fly open, and obviously things don't fly out. So underneath our cupboards here we do have our mason jars. This is a great space saving tip. I don't know if you're kind of our age, but you would have remembered maybe your dad or even your granddad keeping his nuts and bolts and his little bits and pieces in his shed. This is a great idea, and quite a lot of people do like this when they look into our van. They think it's a really good idea. It just saves you so much space, and they are so safe obviously because they're just screwed in the top there. These three baskets are for our fruit and our vegetables. This is just another space saving tip really. You know, this just stops you having to have absolutely everything in your fridge, and they're just so accessible as well, you know, so you don't have to sort of, you know, keep going into the fridge to get stuff out. So this is our main area of our kitchen. This is my countertop space, and this is my gas mate oven and cooktop. It's LPG. It's so economical. It costs us basically about $40 a year, I think, to run it, because we only fill our gas bottle up maybe twice a year. The top is very controllable. Obviously, it has all of those different settings. It's great to cook on. It's very quick. The oven isn't exactly what you would call controllable. It kind of is hot or not. It's one of those things that you wouldn't really make a cake in it. Not that I make any cakes anyway, but I basically put pizza in it, and that's about it. And even then you'd have to kind of rotate it a bit because it does like to burn the back of the pizza for some reason, but I wouldn't be without it. It's just that little bit of an extra thing. I know a lot of girls that I speak to that live in vans, they really miss an oven, so I'd recommend this, and it was very inexpensive too, so yeah, I'd go for that if I was doing a van build again.
So for our ventilation, we chose a max air fan at the front of the van, and then we have rather a large skylight at the rear of the van. We think it's very important to have good ventilation in the van. I think in Australia we'd be struggling if we didn't have these fans, especially this one, because it's a two-way, so it brings the air in and it takes the air out. We generally have it with taking the air out, as it takes the food vapours out while we're cooking, and then when we're asleep at night we have it on a low setting and it pulls the air through from the back of the van through the van, keeping us cool. As I said, you really should spend money on your ventilation.
Okay, so I've crouched down to show you these. These are our two drawers that we have in this part of the kitchen. This top drawer is for our cutlery. not a lot in here actually, just our knives and forks and our spoons and a couple of pairs of scissors, and that's about it. These have the sturdy catches on too that stop them from flying open, so they keep them nice and tightly shut. The second one here is for our utensils. Again, not a lot in this drawer either. I'm finding that I do use the same thing, so I just got rid of the stuff that I wasn't really using. It is still in the van. I mean, I put it away and it's in storage, so it's somewhere that it's not sort of in the way, but it is there if I do find that I do need it. If I find that I'm not using it in a couple of months, I'll probably just get rid of it. This third area here is for Mark's clothes. This is just his clothes storage. Again, this has got a nice sturdy catch on it too, so that doesn't fly open. So this is the biggest drawer that we have in the van. This basically does just house our plates and our bowls and chopping boards. It's a pretty heavy drawer actually. It's a really good drawer. It's really big. We've got just our plates in there, our thermos mugs and our bowls, and you know, stuffed some Tupperware kind of stuff in there too. That's a soft close drawer. We do have a hook on this one because it is so heavy. That's just to stop it from popping open if we do go around a corner, because it will jump off the runner if it and we obviously don't want it to break. So this is our access to the cab, so we don't actually have to leave the van to get into the seat. You know, if we're in here and we want to drive off, we can just crawl through to the front, and you know, we just sit there and we can just drive off without having to actually leave the van. We've never had a situation where there's been a problem, but it's just nice for us if we get up in the morning, we can just get ourselves ready, hop in the van and just drive off, and you know, nobody knows we've even been there, sort of thing. So yeah, it just slides open like this. We literally crawl through, close it behind us. Yeah. So that is so handy. That's one of those things that I would highly recommend to anybody that's going to build out a van. Make sure that you can get through from your main living area here back into the cab of your van, because you never know when the need might arise. It hasn't arisen for us where we've had to leave for any, you know, problems or anything, but you've got that option if that did happen. You know, if something was going on outside, the last thing you want to do is go outside. So definitely have a way to get in. Under this cushion we have our porta potty. So this basically is just for at night really. It's the only time we really use it. So we just open it, pull it out slightly, because away from there, and you have it. Do what you need to do. You close it back up. That's got a nice strong catch on it too. Put the cushion back on and you would never know it was there. This cushion here houses my clothes. Same again, you know, just whatever I need is in there. I do have another box in the storage at the back of the van, but that's basically kind of other dresses and stuff, because I find that if I put them in this one here, they get too creased.
We do get a lot of interest in our wall panelling, and a lot of people ask us how we achieved it, and they actually think it's wallpaper. It is in fact reclaimed pallet wood that we've painted, sanded, and then put a walnut stain over the top of it to give us this lovely beachy effect all around the van.
We have some storage solutions for mine and Mark's kind of personal stuff. So these are our little cubbies. We originally had like kind of little baskets here, but we found that we were just putting too much stuff in them and it became a bit messy. So Mark made these. We've got exactly the same each. So yeah, we just put our little bits and pieces that we want to have at hand. I mean, you know, just your normal things that you would have, like your charger and your headphones, and I've got glasses and stuff like that in mine. Yeah, Mark has his own little things in his. Underneath the bed we do actually have what was supposed to be wardrobe space under here, but we did find that it wasn't going to be wide enough. So we've just got two little shelves each, and again, it's just full of our own little personal bits and pieces, you know. I mean, I've got all of my wash bag stuff and my bikinis at the bottom, quite a lot of stationery and sort of stuff like that at the top, and then yeah, supplements and like, you know, personal bits and pieces, girly stuff on the top shelf. And then, you know, Mark's got his own little organisation of the little things that he keeps under here.
This is another one of our storage areas. Under this seat we keep our laundry and all of our laundry products. And under this one we house our two 120 amp hour deep cycle batteries. Our van is charged by a 250 solar watt panel on the roof and is also charged by the engine whilst we are driving.
So this is our sink area of our kitchen. We've got a nice countertop chopping board on the top, which serves as another surface, so the sink is actually underneath this. So we take this off. So we've got a nice big sink, plenty big enough to do it if you want to do any washing or anything like that in. I do have two small bowls in this sink. This is probably a very British, and it's quite a British thing to do. Is they don't do this in Australia, and I know they don't do this in the USA either. But I like these two bowls because this sink would take a lot of water to fill up, which obviously, because we only have a 60 litre water tank underneath, that would be a waste of water to us. So this is kind of one that we use for any washing up that we need to do. And the second bowl here is for, you know, your personal washing if you need to do that, and any laundry that I do in the sink I would also use this as well. We've only got cold water in our van. This runs on a pump which is underneath the sink here. We found that we didn't really need a hot water system. We don't have a shower or anything in this van, and we are quite happy just to boil the kettle if we're honest. If we need any warm water for anything, then we will just boil a kettle, which takes 2 minutes, you know. So yep, so that's our sink area. Now underneath the sink area we have a double cupboard. This is a really great cupboard. This houses all of our dry stuff and our tins, the heavy stuff that we don't really want to put up high. Yeah, everything we need, all of our jars, our pasta and our rice, nuts and tins and jars. At the end of the sink here we have extra countertop space. Mark has custom built with a little device underneath, so that keeps it up. So generally what I do with this area here, if I'm cooking, I put our plates on here, and I've got so much room in order to work, and I don't feel crowded at all. Perfect, everything that we need. So underneath our sink here we have a grey water tank. It's only a small tank because we empty it a lot. We also keep our fire extinguisher in here, and we've got other cleaning things that are chemicals for the toilets, and the chemical for the grey water tank as well is housed under here. These are our bedroom lockers. They have drop-down doors which gives us great usable shelves for our morning cuppa, and also to watch a movie on our laptop in the evening.
So then we come to the area underneath the bed. This is where we keep our fridge and our slide out table for where we have our meals at night. The fridge is just in this drawer here where you put your foot on the bottom of the clip and it comes out on a runner like that, and there's the fridge. We'll put some pictures in it because it's a bit difficult for me to pull out while I'm sitting here. So yeah, we have a 60 litre King's fridge. We find it very efficient. And above the fridge we have our dining table, and we've got two little hooks here just to keep it in place while we're driving, and then that just pulls out on a runner, and that's where we eat, and we can put our laptops and do some work if we need to, and things like that.
This is our super comfy double bed. It faces east to west and has a 6-inch foam mattress sandwiched by two 2-inch memory foam mattresses. Both ends of the bed are recessed into the van walls to give us that little bit of extra space.
This is the garage area of the van. We've got some doors to hide all the rubbish behind it, and if you open it up, this is what we have inside. Just normal stuff. I've got a little toolbox to spare wheels in here because there's no room underneath. There's the water tanks under there. And just some spare water. We have a table. And then the door's closed just to keep it all protected and out of sight. On the ends here we've got little doors as well. And inside here we keep all the chairs and the towels for the beach. And we've got one on the other side exactly the same. Now the piece we love about the back of the van, we've actually installed a little slide out table at the bottom, like that. So that pulls out like that, and then if you need it, you've got a nice table. We've got the vinyl top, and if you want to cook on here and sit about, you can. This slides about a bit on the runners. So inside the doors, I've got 2 little pins, and I've got 2 little brackets on here that these pins just fall into. One the other side as well. Then you close the doors, and then this lifts up and makes a seat. And we have the cushions here, obviously, to go on. We normally keep these in the back, not on the bed. And that goes like that. And then we have a seat. Also, we've got a little table here. This is on a little strap. We hook that up there. We have one either side, and that's where you can put your drinks. And then if you need to reverse in a space and you need to look at the view, you get your seat out, you got your drink, you got the view. Awesome.
Well, that's it from us. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, please like, subscribe or comment. We'd love to hear from you.